Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Drive. Today we have an estate wagon that is going to beat a lot of supercars, including yours. This Audi RS6 from the generation C7. Before we start with the video, make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, go to Insta, TikTok, follow us there, help us out, and let's start with the review. Let's talk about what makes the RS6 so successful. This car is from the third generation, the RS6 line. They built the first one in 2002. Then came the V10 that we all love with the B-turbo, and now we have this and the latest generation, but this one is my favorite because it's really not in your face. It is understatement. You're making a beautiful appearance and nobody would assume you're driving such a sports car beater. So starting at the front, black grille, beautiful black on black combination. I love it. It looks very nice. Of course, the 4 Audi rings, then the Quattro down here, a little bit more sporty, a little bit more character. Openings down there, openings on the side here to cool the engine, to cool the brakes, to put fresh air into the turbochargers. Then we have those openings on left and right side to let the air travel around the tire. Very nice. At the side, it continues. Understatement, beauty, a little bit of wider shoulders down here, as you can see with this side skirt. Audi calls this an Avant, RS6 Avant, so an estate wagon basically, and it looks very nice. Welcome to the back of this Audi RS6, and the beauty and still understatement continues because the back looks very clean. It has wonderful taillights, of course, the Audi logo in the middle, beautiful taillights, wide hips, it looks very nice. That's a beautiful butt, but then some things that tell you maybe you shouldn't mess with this car. First would be the spoiler that has cutting edges. You might notice this while driving behind it, and then of course the 2 exhaust pipes left and right and the diffuser at the bottom part of the car telling you don't mess with an RS6. Let's look at the luggage space because the car should be practical. It's an Avant estate wagon. So let me open the trunk. We have 565 liters of volume like this. If the seats are in a normal position, put them down, pull on those 2 handles. Now you have 1,680 liters of space. Let me pop the hood and show you what it's all about, of course. So it's ringing a little bit. The engine is a beast. It's a 4-liter TFSI engine, producing 560 horsepower and 700 Newton meters of torque. It accelerates the car from 0 to 100 in 3.9 seconds. The car is heavy, 2 tons, 2,025 kilos to be exact, and it can top out either a 250 without a dynamic package. Then you have the dynamic package, it would top out 280, and you have the dynamic plus, which you really have to buy then. Consider buying one because then you can top out at 305 kph. Beautiful. Engine code name CRDB, if that interests you. So now, have a listen. With a big engine comes a lot of responsibility, and not just for you drivers, also the car. So it's pretty heavy, like I said, over 2 tons. So we need good brakes and good tires. At the front, we have 395 millimeters steel disc. At the back, 356. In the front, we have a tire 285 in the width, 21-inch rims. And I mean, the car really needs it because it's heavy, it's a Quattro. You need to have good brakes if you have such a fast car. You could buy it with a ceramic brake system, but that would cost you like 20,000 to change. So I would go with the steel brakes. They're really good. Let me tell you about the 5 things that I like most on this Audi RS6. So first one will be this beautiful understatement appearance. It is very nice, it is very classy and beats supercars. Then second one would be, I like what Audi does with those headlights. They always have beautiful headlight design, matrix LED. I love the seats. I love the fact that they always make a beautiful designed seat that really surrounds you. Fourth would be, I love the wheel design that Audi does, really. Anytime they bring out an RS6, RS7, all of those RS cars, They really do an outstanding job with those rims and wheel design. It looks beautiful, and all the later generation also. And the last thing would be Quattro. And Quattro has a beautiful history because in 1976 to 1977, a group of Audi engineers went to Sweden and brought a military vehicle called Iltis with them. And the Iltis had an engineered all-wheel drive system. So they had prototypes, Audi prototypes there, plus this Iltis, and they tested the much more powerful front-wheel drive Audi prototypes against the all-wheel driven Iltis. And the 75 horsepower Iltis outperformed every single one of them. So that's where Quattro started. And the debut of a Quattro system in racing was with the S1 Ur Quattro. At this point, I'd like to say a massive thank you to Remu Auto, Victor, Paddy, and Oliver for lending us this beautiful car, and in general, the cars they give us. If you're interested and you're in Switzerland, make sure to check out Remu Auto because they're giving you superb offers. You have beautiful quality cars, and you have exclusive cars and also normal cars. Make sure to check them out. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. Welcome to this beautiful clean interior of this Audi RS6. So I didn't start anything up. I just wanted you to witness what happens when you just press the start button and put the ignition on. So I'm gonna do that now. I mean, that's all kinds of stuff happening. Screen coming out, animations in the middle console. Very nice, very beautiful. We have beautiful leather seats with this beautiful stitchings in here and this kind of rectangular design, as you can see here. It holds you tight, but it's not too tight. It is very luxurious, very business-like, so you enjoy the drive, but still sporty. The seats feel beautiful, really. The dashboard, of course, carbon fiber here, beautiful silver elements, just basic and functional. That's what Audi people like. In the middle, we have carbon fiber. Up here, we have carbon fiber. We have some buttons that are interesting for everyone. Driving a car like this, we have climate control buttons, but this is an old style of interior. So it's 10 years old, so it's not that interesting anymore, but still, it was a very nice looking car, very clean, head-up display, very nicely made. Then on the top, there's no Alcantara, which I don't think is very good because the car started at 150,000, and if you buy an E63 of that time, you had Alcantara at the top, or an M5, for example. But still, it looks nice. You have this glass roof that you can open while just pressing a button. So now you have a little bit more light and enjoy the beautiful sunrise. Leather steering wheel, very nicely made. Let's check out the space at the back, because it is an Avant. Welcome to the back seats of this Audi RS6. So the position is very nice. The seats continue, they're beautiful. If you want it to be very luxurious and comfortable, put the armrest down. Leather, of course. Here you have your cup holders, very nicely made. I love that design style. You have this window cover that you can use to put it up here so the sun doesn't blend you or you don't want to be seen. Very nice, beautiful. Enough space for my knees, enough headroom. That is very good. Vents on the side, vents in the middle, so you have a great experience being a passenger in this car. All right, friends, welcome to the RS6. We are taking it for a drive. So we started to drive it before, just to know exactly how it feels and what kind of strange thing it has and what is good about it. And I'm gonna explain to you what we have figured out. So first of all, it's an Audi. It's comfortable, it's brilliant, everything works. It has a beautiful all-wheel drive system. It is just straightforward. Everything works perfectly fine. You have 4 driving modes. That will be Comfort, Auto, where it chooses itself, Dynamic and Individual. And we're gonna go to Dynamic because that is what concerns us on this channel. As soon as you go to Dynamic, the transmission, the engine, the suspension, everything gets a little bit harder. The steering wheel gets harder. Everything is trimmed to sport. This isn't an S-tronic, it's an automatic Tiptronic 8-speed gearbox with sport software. I believe it's called DRP. So what happens is it kind of starts shifting a little bit faster. So I'm in sports mode now. I'm going to switch to manual. When you now drive it a little bit faster, you notice instantly this car jumping and exploding forward. So I shall show you that while turning the ESP off with this button. No launch control, nothing, just a pure aggressive start. It should have 700 Newton meters from 1,700 RPMs. Let's find out. 3.9 seconds. Go! Comparing it to an E63 of the same generation, this car feels somewhat more stable to drive. To be perfectly clear and honest, it feels more stable to drive. I don't have any problems of accelerating everywhere. It is very nice, very stable. The sound is brutal. It turns in nicely. Straight into the rev limiter. It's not as fast as a dual clutch system, but it's still very nice. And the pops and bangs. Bop, 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 bop. When you press the throttle, it doesn't matter in which gear you're in or which RPM, it kind of has like a half a second where it needs time to understand that you are stepping on the throttle fully, and then it explodes forward. So if I press the throttle now, this is really brutal, man. The Quattro helps you out. You never feel kind of insecure. This is a very nice feeling, I'm telling you. And that's why I think it's easier to drive fast than the E63, because it doesn't oversteer at all. You don't hear anything from the outside, but as soon as you open the window, listen to that. This is really one of the most beautiful V8 turbo sounds I've ever experienced. But now it's time to drive a little bit faster, okay? ESP is turned off. I'm going to let the car shift itself, because otherwise I'm going into the rev limiter. All right, let's go. Just like I told you, it feels very linear and very good driving around corners. For example here, you know what, I'm shifting myself, who cares? First gear, a little bit of understeer and oversteer. But very nice oversteer. A little bit of understeer on those wet spots, but a very nice drive. Kind of tricky corners, very narrow street, but still a beautiful drive. The car is pretty heavy, so it's more for those long corners, like really the Gran Turismo corners, the Grand Tour corners, but it's still handled pretty good. And for a two-ton car, very, very nice. A little oversteer, but the oversteer doesn't feel like a typical, let's say, E63 70/30 ratio of an all-wheel drive system. No, it is the back wheels are spinning, but the front wheels are pulling you out, so you don't have to turn the steering wheel as much. It is a beautiful, beautiful drive. So I would say that's it. You understand what I'm talking about. The car feels beautiful. It is sporty. It's not as sporty as in its segment. I believe an M5 would be much more sportier, more exciting to drive, but this is the safest one of them all. I feel very safe driving pretty fast. So with that said, friends, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like. Thank you to Remo Auto at this point again, and have a great time. See you on the next one.